Hey, Living Word, and welcome to the Midweek Check-In. I hope you guys are doing really, really well, and I hope you're enjoying the book of Joshua. It is one of my favorite books in the Old Testament. I just love how God shows up in such encouraging ways, and he reminds Joshua to not be afraid, to be courageous, and then Joshua takes that message and passes it on to those who are serving alongside him. So it's really, really cool. Today, I actually want to just go back to basics and do a soap with you. If you guys remember that we have been talking about how to, as we read through our Bible, a structural way that we can do that is by using this format called SOAP, which is S for scripture, O for observation, A for application, and P for prayer. And this week I have a soap for you that I just wanted to share that I did for myself, and it was all about Rahab. So we first hear about Rahab in Joshua 2, but my very favorite scripture when it comes to Rahab is this, Joshua 6:23. So the young men who had been spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brothers and all who belonged to her. And they brought all her relatives and put them outside the camp of Israel. The men who had gone in as spies, actually Rahab had hidden them at the very beginning. And when they ended up taking down this city, taking down this community, there had been an oath made to Rahab for her faithfulness that they were going to save her and her family. And this is them carrying that out. When I think about Rahab and who she is and what she did and what that kind of represents, my observation is it's all about redemption. This woman was a prostitute. She probably would have brought quite a bit of disgrace to her family. I'm sure that they were not proud of her at all. And yet from her faith, she saved them. It's such a beautiful redemptive story just for her, but also for her entire family. And how that must have changed the way that they saw her and viewed her. And also, who cares, because God saw her and viewed her. What I love about this story is, again, that common theme, that common word that I'm going to say again right now, which is redemption. But this is the common story throughout the entire Bible. It reminds me that the Bible isn't just a book. It's a compilation of manuscripts written by human beings who God empowered to do so, telling of one story that God invites you and I into, and one story that this whole idea of redemption applies to. It applies to me and it applies to you. And I think about Rahab and her life and her story and what happened to her based on her faith. I think, me too. You too. That applies to us. And I'm so, so blessed for that. And that's my application today. It's God calls us into his story as well. We too have been redeemed or have redemption available to us. And out of that, my prayer is this: may we receive that. May we receive the redemptive power that Jesus bought for us. And may we take this beautiful gift that it is and apply it to our lives. May we receive it with all its fullness. That's my prayer for you today and my prayer for myself as well. Well, you guys, that's it for today, but I also wanted to point out and to remind you, if you have any questions, you can email them to me at shannon@livingwordoakharbor.com. Or if God is doing something, whether it be through reading through the Bible in a year, whether it be reading through our reading plan, if he's showing you something there, we want to hear about that as well. But if he's just moving in your life in a really awesome way, we want to hear about it. We want to hear your testimony. We know he's moving out there. We know he's making a difference in your lives, and we want to hear about that. So you can email those to me as well, or you can show up to our in-person services on Sunday. We have a time set aside where we share this stuff with each other because it is so powerful. All right, you guys. Well, God bless, and I'll see you next week.